Many people worry about their milk supply because they may have a certain amount of milk right now that is matching their baby's needs. And they worry about, well, in 3 months, I'm going to need to make more. And in 6 months, I'm going to need to make even more because my baby's going to be eating more and more. And this actually is not true. Hi, I am Cindy Rubin. I am a breastfeeding medicine doc and fourth trimester physician in the Chicagoland area. What are the volumes that babies take? So when I talk about this, I'm talking about the volume of milk, breast milk, that babies will be eating in a 24-hour period of time, not per feeding. Over the first 4 to 5 weeks, your volumes of breast milk are increasing or decreasing, depending on the situation, but are regulating. And your baby's volumes typically are kind of increasing over that time. It may plateau a little sooner than 4 weeks, but by 4 or 5 weeks, babies have reached kind of a bit of a steady state in their volume, which is usually somewhere between 24 and 30 ounces. Now there's a bell curve, right? So some babies are going to be all the way over here and some are going to be here. So some will only need a little less than 24 ounces. Some will need a little bit more than 30 ounces. But somewhere in that range is usually where breastfed babies land and how much they need in order to gain weight appropriately. The reason for that is that metabolism of a baby is super fast in those first few months, and they need a lot of calories for every pound of their weight. Between 3 and 4 months, that metabolism slows a little bit. So the same amount of milk and the same amount of calories is going to be enough for even a heavier baby. And so the volume doesn't change very much in terms of what your baby needs. Then once your baby is about 6 months old, you're going to be adding solid foods, complementary foods, and those are going to add on calories and nutrition so that the milk needs don't really increase. And in fact, as babies get older, often they just are less interested in spending time at the breast. Sometimes they continue to eat just as much or more, but usually there's more distraction. Babies might be interested in more in eating than drinking for various reasons. Sometimes the milk intake actually goes down around 9 months or so. And so you don't need to be making more and more milk. The distribution of your milk production throughout the day may change because if a baby's sleeping longer at night, they need to get that same 24-hour volume in a shorter amount of time. So the amount that they take per feeding may increase. That's why we see bottles go up a bit in volume, or they may eat a little bit more frequently. There are going to be adjustments over time. And again, some babies will start to eat a little bit more, and some babies may eat less over time, depending on their metabolism and various things going on. But generally, you don't have to have this mindset of, boy, for a year, as my baby grows, I'm going to be needing to make more and more milk. So right now I'm making, 28 ounces a day. And at some point I'm going to be needing to make 40 or 50 or 60 because my baby's going to be so much bigger. And that really is not the case. So rest easy. If you have sufficient milk for your baby at around 4 or 5 weeks of age, then as long as everything continues to go well and you're able to feed on demand and your baby is getting that milk well, giving the right signals to your body about how much they need, you should be good and not have to just increase and increase and increase. There are other reasons why sometimes our bodies don't cooperate as time goes on and our milk production does dip a bit and may not be matching our baby's needs anymore. So things can happen, but in general, we don't need to expect to just keep going up and up and up and up. So I hope that makes sense. I think it's a really cool thing that our bodies do and that babies do and that things are made to match. And if you are struggling with understanding that or you're really worried about your milk supply, then find a lactation consultant or a breastfeeding medicine physician near you to help you out. Have a great day.